He murdered nearly 100 people, and no one noticed. For decades, he moved across the US, leaving behind no fingerprints, no DNA, and no motive, just victims that vanished into silence. This isn't a horror story. It's real. And it's the chilling truth about the most prolific serial killer in American history, Samuel Little. This is the story the headlines missed, the system failed, and the victims were forgotten. He didn't look like a monster, he didn't act like one either. In fact, most people didn't even remember his name until it was too late. But what if I told you the most dangerous serial killer in American history didn't use guns, bombs, or high-profile terror? What if I told you he used silence? This is the true story of Samuel Little, the man who got away with murder again and again and again. For over 4 decades, Samuel Little moved from state to state: Florida, California, Ohio, Georgia, Texas, Nevada. Living under the radar, no fixed address, no real job, just a car, a charm, and a deadly pattern. He targeted society's most overlooked: women of color, drug addicts, sex workers, those struggling with poverty or mental health. He knew no one would come looking, and in most cases, no one did. Samuel Little left barely a trace, no fingerprints, no weapons, no connection to his victims beyond a passing encounter. And so, the bodies piled up, one after another, unnoticed, unconnected, forgotten. By the time he was arrested in 2012 on a completely unrelated drug charge, he was already in his 70s. Detectives didn't know they had a monster in their hands until the DNA results came back. 3 unsolved murders from the 1980s, all women, all strangled, all dumped like trash. Samuel Little was the common thread. Still, he denied everything. Until a Texas Ranger sat down with him in 2018, and the old man began to talk. Not just talk, confess. Little admitted to killing 93 women, 93, and not only that, he remembered their names, their faces, where he met them, what they wore, how they begged for their lives. And he drew them portraits of victims he claimed the world had forgotten. The FBI would go on to confirm at least 60 of those confessions, making him the most prolific serial killer in US history. Think about that. A man who murdered quietly for decades and got away with it because no one was listening, because the system didn't care enough to connect the dots, because his victims were invisible to everyone but him. For many families, those hand-drawn portraits were the first and only confirmation of what happened. They never had a body, never had answers, until a killer sat down and opened his mouth. Samuel Little didn't kill for money. He didn't kill in rage. He killed for power. He killed because he could. He died in 2020, unrepentant, unbothered, serving multiple life sentences with no possibility of parole. Some say justice was done. Others believe hundreds of cases remain unsolved, names still lost in time, buried in forgotten graves. Samuel Little didn't just kill people, he exposed a terrifying truth. That in America, some lives matter more than others, and when the system ignores the most vulnerable, evil men thrive in the shadows. He is gone now, but his crimes remain a warning. Not all monsters hide in plain sight. Some are never seen at all. If this story disturbed you, share it, because the truth deserves to be remembered, even when it's too awful to believe. Subscribe for more true crime stories. We uncover what others leave buried.